or 5 hours or 12 hours or whatever. That is the ultimate wrong thing to do. It is not about wall clock time. It is just relative size, right? So a medium might take me 2 to 3 days, maybe sometimes 4 days. A small might take me a day, less than a day. You just agree on kind of fuzziness about this. But never, ever, ever, never tell your team that the Fibonacci sequence, those story points, they are days or they are weeks. That is an anti-pattern. Humans are really bad at estimating wall clock time. Just don't do it. In this video, you learned that story points are a metric used to estimate difficulty of implementing a given user story. Story points are relative, like t-shirt sizes. You must agree on what average means, and you should never equate story points with wall clock time. After watching this video, you'll be able to define a product backlog, describe how to assemble a product backlog, and convert requirements into stories. So if we look back at the steps in the Scrum process, in this module, we're just going to concern ourselves with the product that concern us is. In this module, we're just going to concern ourselves with the product backlog. How do we build a product backlog? So what is a product backlog? A product backlog is all the unimplemented stories, right? Stories that are not in a sprint, they're not being worked on, they're waiting to be worked on. Usually we rank this in ranked order. Now, if you've got a long product backlog, the ones at the top will be ranked a little more accurate than the ones down at the bottom, and that's okay. You only have to rank maybe the next sprint or two, and then the rest of them could be relatively unranked. But the top of the backlog should be ranked in order of business importance. What's the next most important thing that we need to get into a sprint? And then the stories at the top should have more detail than the stories at the bottom, right? So as we work on this backlog and we work on the stories, we want to get the ones at the top sprint ready, having all the detail they need, and the ones at the bottom, again, they're a little bit fuzzier. We're going to work on them later. We'll add more details later. So we're going to go through an example. And in this example, I'm going to give you some sample requirements for the service that we're building. So what are we building? We're going to build a hit counter. We're going to be a service that counts things. So I could give the counter a name, and then every time I increment it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I say how many of those do I have, and it gives me back the number 4. So it's just a little counting service that we use to count things, hits to a page, count whatever you want. So it's a counting service. Now, we want it to allow multiple counters eventually. So having multiple counters so we can count multiple things is one of the requirements that we have. Also, the counters need to persist across restarts. So this just can't be an in-memory counter. It's going to need some...
For fall 2025, focusing my contact shot of who I develop interpretable AI informatics and data visualization. And visualization formative research during the COVID-19 progress study publishing in top venue. Clinical informatics research. This slide pairs key projects with their main